Hi everybody, welcome to Tech Tip Friday. I'm Kurt Staley, that plastics guy, and I'm bringing you a tech tip that you could take, well, everywhere. And I'm calling on you specifically as a plastics industry professional. We have to overcome a lot of resistance that has really been, in many cases, unfairly piled in our industry. Plastic is seen the villain of pollution, etc., and we shouldn't have as much plastic, and plastic use is expanding. Well, truth be told, population is expanding, so the use of plastics, as well as the use of every other commodity, is going to expand as population expands. There shouldn't be any surprises there. Matter of fact, plastics really only constitutes about 1% of the global resources that we use every year to have the lives that we have. So really, plastics is a very minor contributor to, if you want to call it the pollution mess that we have, fair enough, call it that. But as an industry professional, regardless if you work on the shop floor, in the C-suite, you're a business owner, an account executive, an engineer, whatever the case, we have to be able to step up and talk about our industry using correct facts. And that's what I'm calling on you to do in today's Tech Tip Friday. I recorded, you're seeing this a week out after the fact, but I recorded a podcast today with Justin Riney from the Polystyrene Recycling Alliance. And it kind of, well, no, it did get me fired up about being a better advocate for our industry. We're not just making widgets or selling pounds, we're dealing in a valuable global commodity, and that's plastics, and trying to help the world find its place where it can be best utilized. Plastic may not be the best option for every single application out there, but it's a custom tailored commodity and it does a lot of things. We've developed it specifically to do a lot of things, be it weight saving and automotive. Regardless if you believe EVs are the right direction or not, there's weight and complexity, there's electronics. Plastics help to tame the weight as we add more complexity to our vehicles. Think about your modern aircraft. There's a tremendous amount of plastic in the interior. I'm not going to get into running gear. I can't talk about that. But the things that you see as a passenger in an airplane, it's plastic. And it's done that way to keep the weight down. It's a really amazing commodity when you stop and think about it. But the biggest issue that we face is the perception of plastic being bad for the environment. Well, naturally, if you dump a ton of plastic into an ocean, it's not good. It's not supposed to be there. Is that the fault of the plastic? No, that's the fault of, the humans that put it there. So the first thing I'm going to ask, I'm going to implore you, as a matter of fact, as a plastics industry professional, please practice proper recycling with the things you bring into your household or into your place of business. Ensure it goes into the blue box, or if you're manufacturing, don't throw it out. If you have scrap, try and sell it. These are the things I'm sure you're doing already, because plastic being a commodity, even scrap plastic has a value. So continue handling it properly. When it comes to litter, make sure that that's contained properly in your facility. On a personal level, don't litter. It's dumb. It's bad behavior. Bad human behavior. Take stuff home with you if you have to dispose of it at home, or find a suitable waste container in your travels. Don't throw things on a sidewalk or on somebody's property. And I don't care if it's plastic, if it's paper, whatever. Take responsibility for yourself. Simple as that. And I know there's instances, accidents happen, or maybe you're walking by and you see a piece of plastic, a plastic bottle or something. Pick it up, put it in a garbage bin. Just take some responsibility to deal with the area immediately around you. How about that? You're out for a walk, you see a piece of garbage, pick it up and bring it home and put it in a garbage bin at home, or if you're in a public place and there's a garbage bin, put it in the garbage bin. It's not the fault of whatever the commodity is, plastic, paper, cardboard, whatever. It's not the fault of the commodity itself that it ended up on the ground or in water. Someone put it there. So why don't we all try just a little bit harder to look after the areas in which we immediately live in? Stop vilifying the commodity and get after the people who are putting that commodity where it shouldn't be. Pretty simple, right? I'll leave that with you. Have a great Friday, great weekend, and I'm going to record one more Tech Tip Friday because when you see this, I'm actually on vacation, a rare thing for that plastics guy. But trust me, I'm going to be enjoying myself. I'm saying that before I go on vacation and you're hearing it at, trust me, I'm enjoying myself. There you go. Be good, thanks, and we'll talk to you next Friday.